You have all sat so patiently this day to listen to so many stories and to see how other places have made waiver programs work. Now I want to know from you, was it worth your time? Do you want to do it again? Did you like these speakers? Should we bring them back? Okay. So really what I learned today is best practices is best practices. I learned that it's possible. I learned that other states are doing it. I learned that in many cases this is federal law and soon to become federal rule, or has already become. I know I've seen the proposed, but I haven't seen the final. And it's going to change job description for many of you. But is it worth it? And I think that's that today was to see, is it possible? And now you have to go home and decide, is it worth it? And is this way that we should continue to head? We don't think that the waiver is exactly perfect. We don't think that the legislation is either. I'm not afraid to admit when we make mistakes, and I'm not afraid to correct them. I think, in my opinion, alone, let me take this off. In my opinion, we need to slow this puppy down. We need to slow this down and do more education. And we need to help people help each other. I can tell you this, the waiver program as it was is not sustainable. Year after year, we continue to put large amounts of money in different coffee cans around the state to support the Medicaid program, not just waivers, but Medicaid in general. And year after year, those coffee cans were emptied and the Medicaid program came up short. And we had to put a stop to it. We're coming very close to the apex of the education funding stream, and the education expenses are going to cross. We're going to have to do things around the state a little bit different, a little bit better, a little bit smarter. We need to work smarter, not harder. And we need to have a program that works at the end of the day, that people can have lives like Courtney's. The lives that were described by employment. I can tell you that my friends with disabilities that I've associated with for the last 15 years tell me how much they love their jobs and how much they love their lives. I've been to several People First conferences, and I believe that people are first. We've got a lot of work ahead of us. Are you with me? We're going to continue to have programs like this. Mega Conference will be your next immediate program in October, where there'll be follow-up with some of the things that we've discussed today. Several of you have been invited for an additional part of the conference. It is by invitation only, but there are opportunities to get down to the nuts and bolts. And so if you have an invitation, we hope that you come with your thinking hat on tomorrow and you help us help each other as we get through this process that hasn't been fun for very many people. It hasn't been easy for anybody. And it's important. because we have to have a program that is sustainable, that does serve people in the best way. The question is, do you believe this is the best way? And we're going to explore that further. The next step will be in October, and we hope to see a larger than usual turnout for Mega Conference. I know as a former teacher that it takes 3 times to hear something, or 3 different methods of hearing something before your brain will retain the information. So go home and process. Think about it, come back and listen again. And as soon as you start talking about it, there's your third process. Don't waste the time, the effort, and the money that was put into this conference by saying it's just not going to work. Help us help you. Help us help change the system, because I believe that it's worth it, and I believe that family members are worth it and worthy of it and worthy of our efforts. So thank you for coming. Thank you to all of our presenters who traveled from far and wide, gave their time, gave their efforts in their own jobs. Thank you to you, and would you help me in thanking them? Now give yourself a hand for sitting through a very long class.